Welcome to another Resurgence Web Design screencast. Today, we have a special guest. Special guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Matthew Gregg. I'm Brian Gregg's student. I'm Brian Gregg's kid, and I'm trying to raise money by doing any jobs you have stuck on. I'll try my best to do it.
That's right. Matthew is our son, and he wants to make a website today on how to make some extra money. He wants to start providing services to people around town. So we're going to start with taking a look at some basic frameworks. I think probably the best way to start this out is let's create a let's get a template for a site. So Matthew, what we're going to do is we're going to look at a template called Bootstrap.
What's Bootstrap?
Bootstrap is a HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework for building websites.
Oh.
All right, so we are going to download Bootstrap. All right, we are going to click on the big download button over here, and it has saved it into our
Computer
downloads folder. And now I have a folder over here called htdocs. This is where I save all of the different websites that I'm working on. So we are going to create a new folder here. What do you want to call your website, Matthew?
Matthew Helps.
Matthew Helps. All right, good enough. Matthew Helps. Wonderful. Now we are going to go back to our downloads folder over here. We're going to grab our Bootstrap. That's right. We're going to grab all of these folders. It's the CSS, fonts, and JavaScript. We're going to drop it in here. This is going to give us everything we need to get started. So, you know what the next thing we need to do, Matthew, is?
What?
We need to open up a text editor so that we can work on our website. So we're going to open up Sublime Text.
What's Sublime Text?
Sublime Text is a text editor that we use for creating websites. And as you can see here, I've got some stuff I was working on before. We're going to close all of this. We're going to remove all these other folders because we're not worried about that. We're going to add a folder to the project. So let's go back to our htdocs.
Matthew Helps.
And go to our
Matthew
Helps directory. All right, now we've got all these files here, but we need to actually create the website, the web page that people are first going to see when they log on to your site.
JS.
It's going to be called index.html. So we are going to create a new file, and we are going to save it as index.html.
Oh, I want the website called Matthew Helps.
Well, every website called Matthew Helps or whatever it's called is going to start on an index.html or an index.php or something similar to that. Matthew, don't put that in there. So let's go back to Matthew Helps, and we're going to save this as index.html. Now, we need a template to get started with. All right, so let's go back over to our Bootstrap site here, and over here we have the basic template. This is what we're going to use to get started with our website. So we can go here and we can say the title of your website
is Matthew Helps.
Okay, so I'm going to type that out. Matthew Helps. And we're going to put a heading over here.
Heading is how can I help people?
Let's start with welcome to Matthew Helps.
Helps website.
Okay, and we are going to save this file. And now let's go over to our browser. And I saved it in that htdocs folder for a reason. I've got a program running here called MAMP, and MAMP basically has an Apache server and a MySQL database which is running, which allows us to host websites locally. So, by typing in localhost :8888, this brings up all of my websites here. These are all the things that I'm working on in my local folder. So you should see one that says Matthew Helps. Do you see it?
I think I found it!
All right.
The Matthew Helps
Now here's your website. Now this looks kind of boring, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So let's spruce it up a little bit. So we're going to start by we're going to first of all we're going to add a little bit of content. So we've already got our header. Now we're going to say subheader H2.
Okay, right.
Well, just tell me what you want to write, and I'll type it out.
My name is Matthew, and I want to hop around the town for extra money because I buy some stuff for my mom and dad, and maybe buy some stuff for you. And you can explore my website, and you can find jobs that I would do for $5 down. For $5 or down. See the prices; they're kind of good.
All right, that's a good start. Let's take another look at that website and see what it looks like. We're going to refresh. All right. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't want to have that as an H2. Maybe we'll put that as a paragraph because that's pretty big.
Yeah, peon.
There we go. That looks better.
Now
we want to.
$1, $2.
Okay, can you sit in your seat? Matthew?
$4 and then $5.
All right. Well, let's. Next thing we're going to do is we need to create what's called style. So we're going to create a new file, and we're going to save it as
style.
Save it as
fashion. Maybe fashion.
Well, I think we're just going to call it main.css for cascading style sheets. Okay, and then we're going to want to include that CSS file in here. So we're going to say link href equals, what did we call it?
We called it Matthew Helps.
Main.css.
Main.css.
Okay. Now this is the cool part right here, Matthew.
What?
We could say body background color equals, what kind of color do you want?
Blue.
Oh, okay.
It just came to my mind when I just looked at it.
Bam!
Bam!
We've got a blue background now. But this is a little hard to read, don't you think?
Yeah, we need to make it more darker.
Well, maybe what we can do is
make it more lighter, make it more darker.
Here's an idea. We could take this H1 element and let's split things out a little bit here. So we're going to put this H1 within a
giant H1
div ID equals header, not hater, G-A-D-E-R, header. All right, so we're going to put this in its own div. A div is just a way of making sections on a website. And then we're going to take this and we're going to put it in a div called div ID equals content. Okay? Now, to start with, it's not going to change much. But we can do some stuff here. Right? First thing we can do is we can make reference to those. Those are called classes. We can make reference to those classes.
Classes
so
like
content,
$1. Like, can I make like the $1 ones and the $2 ones?
Well, yeah, we'll work on that. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So first, we're going to want to style the content a little bit different than the header. So why don't we make the background color for the content white? This way, it's not so jarring.
I don't see it.
Hold on for a second. Let's just make sure we got that right. Oh, you know what I did? Because I referred to that as a class, but it's actually not a class. A class is what will start with a dot. It's actually an ID. An ID always starts with a hash. There we go. All right. Now we want the height of this to be, let's say,
52?
500 pixels.
What's pixels?
All right. Now we're looking a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe we want to change the font color here to white. All right. Oop.
Oh, you forgot something.
Well, we don't want to choose. See what I did here?
What?
I don't want to change it to the whole body because then cascading style sheets, everything takes that color. So let's just do it to the header. Is that what we called that ID? Yeah, called it header. Let's save that.
It works.
It works, but
It's
I'm
awesome.
still not.
No, it's awesome.
Okay, you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So the next step now, you said you wanted to have some prices on here, right? So what we can do is we can create a list.
A prices?
Yeah. So let's say
like
H2 price list.
For $1.
All right. So wait, hold on. We've got our header for our price list.
Mm-hmm.
Now we want to make what's called a unordered list, which is a UL. We'll have the closing UL brackets. And closing UL tag. And then we're going to make different list items, LIs. Okay. And what's our first list item going to be? It's going to be $1. Is for what?
For polishing rooms, making beds, cleaning dishes, and mowing the lawn.
Sure, 1 sec. Okay. And now we're going to go on to our next list item here.
It's $2.
Is $2. Okay, and that would get you what?
Babysitting. Folding, cleaning clothes, and shoveling.
Okay. So I think that's about all the time we have for right now. So we're going to save this.
Okay.
And then we're going to work on this the next time. We'll do another screencast, okay? So say goodbye to everyone, Matthew.
Bye.
Bye.
But can this still be on the website? Is this going to still be?